And will now spend at least 20 years in prison after admitting to stabbing her ex-boyfriend to death back in 2022.
32-year-old Kassandra Aguayo pleaded guilty to murder today. She admitted both to the court and during her initial interrogation with police to putting a bag over 66-year-old Ramon Flores' head in an attempt to kill him. When that didn't work, Aguayo told officers she stabbed him with 2 different knives and watched to make sure he died.
Family members told investigators Aguayo had a relationship and lived with Flores for, quote, a period of time. It's still unclear why she wanted to kill him, but District Attorney Sunshine Stanek says this agreement brings justice for Flores and his family.
I think that the 45 years is a life sentence for this defendant, and it certainly brings justice to the victim's family, and so we're very pleased that we finally got here.
District Judge Trey McClendon accepted the deal, sentencing Aguayo to 45 years in prison for Flores' death. She must serve half her sentence before she is eligible for parole.